What's up, guys? Koma here. Today we're going to talk about some more Splitgate news, as I know a lot of people tuned into my last video where I was more or less just ranting over some Warframe footage about Splitgate 2. Um, this is actually coming directly from their Twitter. So there's a long message here, and essentially I'll boil this down to kind of give you all the TLDR. Um, for the sake of everything, they agree that they launched their game too early, and they will are fully committed on to developing Splitgate 2 to the perfect degree. Um, However, this means that they are shifting a lot of their development plans and content releases around going forward. Essentially, what this means is, well, for one, they state here they're going back to beta. I don't exactly know how you do that, but the game will remain up during beta. So you can still hop on, do your camos, do your stuff, the whole nine yards. Additionally, um, they're going to be doing more playtests, more surveys, etc. So eventually they'll be opening probably the external playtest server back up and essentially having perhaps a test branch of the game where a good portion of players can hop over and test out coming updates. Not entirely sure how that's going to work, and not entirely sure how, like, what they're going to be bringing in that. Um, and essentially, they're rebuilding the core experience of Splitgate 2. That essentially also means that their goal is to combine the DNA of the first game with the best improvements for the second. Now, this is kind of my biggest worry here, because Splitgate 1 was kind of a mess. I didn't really enjoy Splitgate 1's gameplay, and I really do enjoy Splitgate 2's gameplay. However, um, I think the best way to combine the DNA of the first game and improvements of the second is just bring over the Splitgate 1 maps. Simply because they want to bring more portal walls to the maps and so on and so forth. And if you just rip these maps directly one to one from the first game and throw it into Splitgate 2, it'll give you kind of the same nostalgia that a lot of us were getting when Destiny 2 started bringing Destiny 1 stuff back. It meant that we were able to see original strikes back. We're able to see like the old raids. So we got Crota, Kingsfall, Vaults of Glass, stuff like that. Just bring the Splitgate 1 maps over into Splitgate 2. Will they look outdated? Yes, of course they will. I don't expect for them to go through a whole polish. I don't expect them to, play the best. But in a case of something we'll get later on down the line, this is the best possible thing that they could do. Um, and essentially, they're completely overhauling the game here. So I don't know what exactly this means or what. So they could be getting rid of factions. They could be completely get rid of, like, the faction abilities, the perks, the possibly equipment. Who knows? They're being very vague here, and I wish we got more clarity on it about what that means that they're combining the DNA. Um, and in an effort to retain as many team members as possible, we're going to be shutting down the OG Splitgate servers in a month. So, this means that Splitgate 1 will eventually be closed for good for the foreseeable future. I can't really speak because I haven't eaten or drank anything since I woke up. Um, and essentially, they'll also be exploring the possibility of supporting offline peer-to-peer matches. So, this is big because this means that Splitgate 1 will no longer be possible to play. However, thankfully, you go over to the SGA server, which I will provide a link to in the background, uh, or sorry, in the description. Sorry, my brain's still not completely functioning. Um, with the SGA, or sorry, SG1 servers shutting down soon, I think is the right time to give a shout out to the project. At Adam is starting called the Splitgate Forge Backup project a few months ago to keep community maps alive. You can help by posting your map codes in Splitgate 1 map codes. Sorry. So they'll be added to the repository if you're familiar with GitHub. So you can create an issue there directly. Please check if your map is already on the list to avoid unnecessarily duplications. So essentially, what you can do is that if you have a custom map you want to guarantee is going to make it past the shutdown, grab your map codes and then go into the SGA server and click on either this link here, or you can go to the general chat, open up the pinned messages, and you can see it's not actually here. Go to threads instead and go click on Splitgate 1 map codes. This way, that if you're looking for anything or you want to guarantee a map is coming um, into the repository and to be backed up, you can make sure your code gets put in. There are already tons of maps. I think most of them are phoenixes and some of our old projects and stuff like that. Because I think even Atonement here by me and Phoenix is also here. I got to go through and do a metric ton of just putting my own stuff into this entire thing. So that's going to take me a little while. But if you have a map that you want to guarantee will survive the shutdown, that is the only way to do so. So essentially, they're also exploring the idea of peer-to-peer or offline Splitgate 1. I assume we're probably going to be having peer-to-peer matches. So effectively, what'll be happening here is that, uh, except for it being a dedicated server, which everyone connects to and the entire game runs off of, instead it'll be like original Black Ops 2 stuff. So you'll be connected to a host, and the connection will be completely dependent on that host. Now, going forward, in the meantime, Splitgate 2 will remain playable and will still be shipping Chapter 3, as well as fixes and high priority changes. We hope that you continue to play and support the game. As always, keep the feedback coming. We faced a lot of dark days and have made many mistakes, but we've learned a lot and are as determined as ever to make Splitgate as great as possible. Splitgate has been our life for 10 years, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We've got work to do, but we aren't giving up. We love this game. We love this community too much to ever quit, so we won't. See you in the arena, Ian and Nicholas. So essentially, Splitgate 2 will continue to improve over time. Now, again, I hope this means that the fundamentals of Splitgate 2 aren't going anywhere. That's my biggest worry, is the idea of here's Splitgate 2, but we've removed a lot of things just to try and improve the experience for some players. Personally, I like the idea of factions. I think there was better ways you could handle Sabrask. Um, I think that I think the guns are fine. I think just unlocking them across every single faction might help. I like the equipment. Again, I like everything Splitgate 2 provides. It's just a lot of everything that they've released has been fumbled somehow. So I don't know. It's hard to say, but um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get more information about on it, a lot of this, and if we do, I will put you know, another video out, and we will see what happens going forward. So, I'll catch you guys later. Adios.